On today's installment of Weekend Wankshop, I'm going to show you guys how to reorganize some of your classic minor pentatonic scale patterns to create some hair-raising licks, like this one. Well, hey there kids, and welcome to this week's installment of Weekend Wankshop. Here's your best buddy, Uncle Ben. Now, typically the minor pentatonic scale is played in that classic 2-note per string box shape that I think we're all familiar with, but earlier this week I stumbled into a cool way to play around with that scale using a 2 notes on one string and 3 notes on the next kind of pattern. Now that 2 plus 3 means we're playing all 5 notes of the minor pentatonic scale on 2 strings only. It's really easy to visualize what that shape looks like and move it across the string pairs in octaves to create some hyper speed, shreddy licks that wouldn't really be available to you if you were using your stepdad's minor pentatonic box shape. This is a lick using the A minor Pentecostal scale that I designed to show you guys how to use this pattern. But before we get into the lesson, let's hear it again at stepdad speed. And as always, full tabs are available on my Instagram page at Ben Eller Guitars. Search for hashtag Weekend Wankshop 226. Find the tabs, learn how to play this shred and lick, and then upload a video of yourself ripping through it along with the hashtag Weekend Wankshop. Also downloadable tabs and the short backing track that I created to go along with this lesson are available to my Patreon members at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. If you like what you see on my channel and would like to say thanks, be sure to go over there and drop me some support. Thanks. Okay, so the A minor pentatonic scale is the notes A, C, D, E, G, A. And the way that most all of us know how to play them is in that typical 2-note per string box pattern, which obviously is fantastic, but I think if you really want to thoroughly understand a scale and get the most out of it, you need to know how to play it as many different ways as humanly possible. The way that I'm going to show you guys how to play this scale pattern today doesn't start on A. Okay, so in other words, when you're using this pattern we're talking about, don't put it starting on the root note. Don't put it starting here. Put it starting a whole step below the root, okay? So in other words, if you were using this over B, for example, you wouldn't put this pattern on B, you'd put it a whole step below B, okay? If you're in D minor, you wouldn't put it here, you'd put it here instead. So I want to be really clear about that, because otherwise you'll be all puzzled up. So here's the pattern we're going to be using today. Again, it starts a whole step below the root. So play the 3rd fret on the low E, that's your G note, then your 5th fret on your E string. There's your A, your root. Then on the next string here, we're going to play 3, 5, and 7. That's C, D, and E. Now that's all 5 notes of the minor pentatonic scale. The cool thing is after this, you can restart this pattern in an octave really easily here. I'm going to play the D, 5 and 7, G, 5, 7, 9. And then again, I can restart that in the next octave here by playing the B string 8 and 10, and then the high E string 8, 10, 12. So essentially it's like this. Next octave, next octave. If you have trouble making those jumps going across the fretboard, I recommend finding the starting points with your first finger. 3 on the E, 5 on the D, 8 on the B. Those are all 3 of those G notes you're going to be using to start the pattern off. So maybe try practicing those jumps at first like that to help you visualize it a little bit better. Now this pattern is really great because it's very easy to visualize going across the strings like that, but also if you're like an economy picking guy, this can be really helpful because you can play down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So you have that connecting double downstroke there that you'll probably be able to use to get some blazing speed. Here's how I arranged that pattern to suit my own particular alternate picking kind of style. What I did is I played the 2 low notes, 3 and 5, and then what I'm going to do is take these 3 notes on the A string here, 3, 5, 7, and instead of just playing them up like that, I'm going to play them up 2 times. Okay, so you have 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. That gives you an even number of 6 on that string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals 8, which means this is 16th notes spanning 2 beats. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Good even time feel. Next, move to the next octave and do the same thing here. I'm going to play 5 and 7 on the D, and then 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9 on the G. That should be pretty easy just to alternate pick your way through. And then what I'm going to do is go to the next octave here. So I'm going to play the 8 and 10 on the B. And then on the high E string here, I'm going to play 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12. So you played the same lick in 3 octaves now. And then here at the very end, I'm going to wrap it up by playing 10, 8 on the E. And on the B string here, play 10, 8, 10. That puts you ending on your root note here of A for a good clean resolution. Then you're ending. So all together the whole lick sounds like this. Pretty easy to do. You could also rearrange that minor pentatonic scale in any number of other 2+3 configurations that you want to. The one that we did today started a step below the root. That's the one that I found kind of like fit into my hand the most easily, you know. But you could also make up another pattern that starts from the root, you know. So I could put a pattern right here on the low E string here that goes 5, 8. Then on the next string you could play 5, 7, 10. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You could repeat that in octaves. I would kind of encourage you guys to find all your own patterns, you know, going through that A minor pentatonic scale. Again, it's just A, C, D, E, G, A. As long as you're using those notes, you're gold. So there you go, guys, a quick lesson that'll get you busting out of your typical scale pattern boxes and exploring bold new adventures on the fingerboard. Thanks as always for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for new lessons every single week. Let me know what you guys would like to see featured on upcoming episodes of Weekend Wankshop down in the comments below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Ben Eller Guitars, Facebook at facebook.com/Uncle Ben Eller, and support me on the Patreon at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Thanks as always for watching. Now get away from your dang glowing screens. Go pick up that guitar and get to playing. Less clicking, more picking.